Hey folks, and welcome to week number 2 in our 3-week unit number 1. Okay, we're all still working on essay number 1. So this week, watch the video, good job. Look over the plagiarism materials. Those are down here. Some links here, 4 links. Did I plagiarize? Ethical use and citing sources. There's a turned-in plagiarism quiz. So this, if you click it, will take you... Sorry about that. It'll take you to this Turnitin quiz. So we use Turnitin in class. I'll let you guys see your Turnitin reports. You guys will be able to have open access to viewing those. I can use it to keep an eye on plagiarism, although it's mostly there for you guys to make use of. But they do have a really handy tutorial and quiz here. So I want you to go ahead and do this. Just click the green Take Quiz button. They'll ask you some questions about who you are. You can just go through and answer these. Just go ahead and complete that. And all you need to do is take a screenshot of the last page, and that's just going to show your score on this. I'm not noting the score. It's just a matter of I want you to go through it all and complete it. If you've never done a screenshot on your computer before, here's a quick tutorial on how to do it. If you really struggle with it and you can't figure it out, just use your phone and snap a picture of your computer screen with the score page from the quiz up and submit that. And if you can't, you can always open D2L from a phone too. If you really struggle with that, you can always just email it to me. I'd prefer it to get in here because it saves me from having material all over the place. Okay. And then finally, if you've got any further questions, things that weren't answered about citation or plagiarism by the materials we went through this week, post them in this discussion board. I'll come in and answer them over the next week or two here, and then I'll leave them up so you can always come back and refer to them. If you don't have any questions, you do not need to go in there and write a post, okay? Then, and you can see this up here, we're going to move into paraphrasing and quoting work. So we're going to come down here. So there's a template here, just a Microsoft Word document you can download and open. If you don't have Word, you can download this and then upload it into into Google Drive, to Google Docs. We'll use Google Docs for peer review later on, but there's a tutorial in Google Docs in the tutorial section in General Course Info. So download this template. Watch this video on the difference between quoting and paraphrasing. There is a sample here for you to take a look at too, which I talk about in the video. But the important thing here is you select some text from your scholarly article for Essay 1. You put that on the left-hand side, and then you simply try to work it in as a quote and then as a paraphrase down here. I color code for your benefit. If you want to color code for mine, that's great. If not, I can live without it. The basic idea here, though, is just that you've got a quote taken directly from the source over here, and then you work it in with a tagline and explanation as a quotation, and then for paraphrasing, you summarize this material in your own words over here for the paraphrase, okay? So that is what I'm looking for with the paraphrase and quoting template here. Once you're done, you'll submit that right here. My real goal for this is to make sure you understand the difference between paraphrasing and quoting and how to indicate which one you're doing in text, okay? So if you've got, again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out there. And then finally, we're going to move on and do some prep for Essay 1. So, the popular scholarly comparison here. Again, there's a template. And this template, again, looks somewhat similar to the one we just worked with. Again, a Microsoft Word document here. It's got 2 columns, one for popular, one for scholarly, and it's got some things down the left-hand side. We'll go take a look at the sample here. I think it'll be perfectly clear. So we've got some things down the left-hand side. So it's like the stated research goal or question, the study design, what do we know about the study design, the results, and any caveats or discussion. We'll talk about that in a second here. So for the popular article, what does the popular article tell us is the stated research goal or question of the scholarly study? Okay. What does the popular article say is the study design of the scholarly study? Okay. what are the results that the popular article reports, okay? Likewise, for the scholarly article, for that scholarly study, what do they claim their research goal in question is? What do they claim their study design is? What do they say about their study design, okay? And then finally, results. What are the results for the scholarly study here as compared to what is listed in the popular article, okay? Then finally, there's this caveats and discussion section. That's just for other things you might notice. This week, go back here real quick, I'll show you. The sample here is based upon these two articles. You don't need to read them. They're there as options if you want to understand better what goes into this template. This article, I might note, well, Swithers doesn't actually do much of a study. It's a little bit of a meta study. By and large, she's just actually reporting all the data that's out there that she's found so far. So that's something I might put in the caveat section. She doesn't do a complete and authoritative study. So that's something that would pull back from the accuracy, maybe, of this. So then I would want to know, of course, whether or not the article from CNN actually reports it, or if they claim it's a scholarly study, because it's not really and truly a scholarly study. This, for example, was published in the opinion section of a scholarly journal, because it was just sort of, again, reporting the data that was out there, but not actually doing a study. They don't really make that very clear in the CNN article, and that's something I might identify in the caveat section. Okay? So that's just a place where you start to identify things that you might be talking about in essay number 1. Okay? Places where the popular article and the scholarly article differ in some way that is meaningful to understanding whether or not what the scholarly article actually says. Okay? So that is everything for this week. Just that single turn-in date this week as well, which is really nice. We don't have any, we don't have multiple turn-ins, so just those pieces. And then totally down at the bottom here, we've got some MLA citation information. We'll make use of this next week, so take a look over it today, but also just remember that it's here for next week when we work on writing those essays, which we will do next week. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know.